A global pandemic. It's the reason Denton County mobilized one of the largest vaccine drives in the country at Texas Motor Speedway, combating a disease that's almost 3 times deadlier for Black Americans, according to the CDC.
Just seeing the number of Black and brown communities being affected by COVID-19 to their white counterparts still shows you that we've made strides, but we still have a long way to go.
The pandemic is also why I'm talking to Jermaine Turner virtually. He's the political action chair at UNT's NAACP chapter. But with so many Black families suffering, Turner finds hope in history.
Black history honestly means a lot to me.
Dr. Edward Moton is not a name you're likely to learn about in elementary school. He lived in a house not unlike this historic preservation in Denton, taken from Quakertown, a thriving Black community in Denton County at the turn of the 20th century.
It's important to know this history.
Dr. Moton was the first Black doctor in Denton County, the only Black doctor in Denton County at the outbreak of the Spanish flu in 1918.
So the fact that we even had a Black doctor that had that legacy during the first pandemic is amazing.
When times were at their worst, Dr. Moton cared for the Black community when no one else would.
Medical treatment is segregated, and we've only got, one Black doctor in all of Denton County. What amount of people are unable to receive quality medical care?
Micah Crittenden is working on her doctorate at UNT, specializing in the history of the era.
Having Dr. Moton would have been very significant.
She says the story of Dr. Moton is important not just because of his work, but because of what it can teach us.
It does ask questions about racial disparity and access to medical care.
100 years later, another pandemic is raging, once again disproportionately affecting Black Americans.
It's serious.
Advocates like Elisa Simmons of the NAACP in neighboring Arlington say one of the biggest reasons is a century of medical mistrust stemming from a historical lack of access to doctors and nurses of color.
I think that history has just been suppressed.
Turner says that context is largely misunderstood and forgotten.
It's been taken away from us. Even our history books and the context of how we study are written by a majority white people, and that's just a system of white supremacy.
That's why Turner says Black history is more important now than ever.
So that we know how we need to carry our legacy on for the future.
In Denton County, I'm Eric Alvin.